opening to Lessons and Carols, which I read a few minutes ago, bids us hear again the message of the angels and go once more to Bethlehem. It's a trip many of us make each year. As we sing the carols and listen to the birth stories, sometimes we could probably recite them ourselves. In the year of Emperor Augustus, and shepherds watching their flocks by night, and peace on earth. If you're at the cathedral, you can picture the poinsettias around the manger, and singing joy to the world, and Silent Night with a candle. It's all so familiar and comforting and the same each year, until it isn't. This year makes stark what is always true. The story is the same, the hymns aren't new, the nativity is aged, but we're different. Some years we sense this in ourselves more than other years, but it's certainly true this year, in a very collective way. We're not the same. The world is not the same. And so, what does it mean this year to hear again the message of the angels and go once more to Bethlehem? I'm afraid if you're looking for something new to hear tonight from me, I haven't got it. I just have something very old, the core of the story, actually the core of the gospel in one Hebrew word, Emmanuel, which translated quite literally means, with us is God. Born as a baby in poverty, with us is God. Lying in a manger, with us is God. Visited by stinky shepherds and sung by radiant angels, with us is God. Growing up in a grinding and cruel empire, with us is God. Healing the blind and restoring the mind of the unwell and eating with outcasts, with us is God. Accused and rejected, in pain and dying, with us is God. Rising to new life and walking in a garden and finding his fearful friends, with us is God. Descending as a dove, whirling through the world and dwelling in all of us, with us is God. In the carols and the candles and the communion, with us is God. In the darkness and illness, in the cancer units and the COVID wards, with us is God. Anxious and stressed, isolated and alone, with us is God. In the ordinary, in the surprise of beauty, in the moment of calm peace, with us is God. In the broken relationships and the loss and the grief, with us is God. In the joy and the laughter and the delight of the other, with us is God. In this moment, gathered and yet apart, with us is God. In all the changes, in who we were, in who we are, and who we will become, with us is God. This isn't new. It's very old. It's the linchpin of the entire Christian narrative. We say it, we sing it. The cathedral just did an entire Facebook video series about it. But I wonder this, what does it mean now? In this new situation, in our changed landscape and selves? What does it mean to give one's full heart, trusting with all that we are, that with us is God? That's different than saying it, or thinking it, or factually assenting it, or knowing it to be the right answer. Trusting is falling into it, letting it hold you. Releasing the what if I'm wrong question that nags at the back of your mind, and just letting oneself be, without future answers and only in the present awareness of God. That is the vulnerability of being in God that allows the love of God to enfold us. It's not a panacea. It is presence. It isn't the promise that troubles never come or that pain is to be avoided. It's the promise that in the pain and the troubles, with us is God. This message is unchanged since the angels sang and a woman gave birth to a baby in a barn. That's such good news, I think, in a world that keeps changing in such unpredictable and startling ways, when we change in such unpredictable and startling ways. Emmanuel. This is the message we hear from the angels. This is why we go to Bethlehem once more. May it sink into our bones. May it well up in our hearts. And may we release ourselves into the God who is always with us.